Testing, testing. All right, so it is 1 o'clock and I'm getting ready to start the webinar. If somebody has their chat box open and can just let me know if you all can hear me out there, that would be fantastic. This is Dr. Calaba. I'm just going to wait a couple of seconds and see if I get any indication that I can be heard. Can you guys all hear me?
Yes.
Great. Okay, I'm going to mute you so we don't have any background noise. Now we're going to get started. So first of all, I just want to welcome everybody for being here today. It's such a pleasure for me. As I already said, my name is Dr. Leanne Calaba. I'm a chiropractor here at Lifeline Wellness Center. So probably everybody on here knows who I am. And I want you to know that I'm deeply passionate about encouraging people and working with those who are motivated to improve their health and lifestyle choices. It's something I have been doing for over 20 years for myself. And I love the opportunity to be able to help others. So today we're going to go over strategies that will help you eat well, move well, and think well during the holidays. So I love this idea to eat well, move well, and think well. By the end of the class, you're going to be more informed and have some strategies on how to better achieve your goals during the holidays. And so that's actually where we're going to start, because we know that the holidays are right around the corner. Actually, we've already had Thanksgiving, but we have Christmas or any other holiday you might be celebrating this time of year, as well as the New Year. And there's nothing that we can do to stop this from happening. So I actually hope all of you have done your holiday shopping and aren't creating any extra stress for yourself. But what I want you to start with is thinking back to your childhood, because holidays at that time in our life were typically filled with joy and excitement and fun. And now, as adults, it tends to be a little bit more stressful. So a survey conducted by Consumer Reports actually asked people what they dreaded the most about the holiday season. And I wasn't at all surprised to read what those results were. So most people dread crowds and long lines. That actually ended up on 68% of the list. Gaining weight was 37%. Going into debt was also 37%. And gift shopping was actually pretty high at 28% as well. So what happened to all that joy that was associated around the holidays? So it's possible to make all of our holiday activities fun and filled with health. I truly believe that. So maybe I'm idealistic, but at the same time, I do believe it's possible to maintain our health and remain stress-free during the holidays. And that's why I'm holding this class. So before we actually get started, I actually want you to write down this exercise I'm going to share with you so that you can come back and do it later. You know, fuzzy targets don't get hit, which is why most people are unable to accomplish their goals, because they never truly define the desired outcomes that they're looking for. So I want you to create your ideal holiday and create a goal for what that means for you. So I want you to write down these questions. I'm going to leave them up here for just a second, because in order to create your holiday, you have to ask yourself some of these things and you have to create goals for them. Who would you like to spend time with? What foods would you eat? What presents would you purchase? What gifts would you receive? Where would you be? And then in the end, how would you define the whole experience of success? So spend some time, maybe in the next day or two, with your thoughts and begin to see yourself living out the ideal holiday season, if you will. Because every successful outcome begins with a clear plan of where you're going. And so over the next few days, I really do want you to take a few minutes to write out a response to these questions, and either share it with somebody or keep it for yourself. But I do think it's a really powerful way to combat the stress that might come up during the holidays and help create an experience that is great for you. So what I want to say next is I don't want this webinar to be just a jacuzzi experience. So I'm actually going to share over 10 strategies and a handful of really fantastic recipes so that this holiday season can be really ideal for you. So the commitment I want from you is not to let it be a jacuzzi experience. And what I mean when I say that is that jacuzzis feel great, but they don't really offer much value. So no one is changing their life because they sit in a hot tub for 45 minutes, right? The only way to make this time impactful that I'm sharing with you is to truly commit to take actions this holiday season. Okay, so let's jump right in. Self-awareness is not easy, but it becomes simpler when you're clear on your desired outcome. So the first strategy to stay healthy and stress-free during the holidays is simply to be aware. So awareness is such a powerful skill, and from what I have seen, it's the difference between making your goals real or missing the mark. We live in an extremely on-the-go society. Distraction has become our new normal, and as a result, many people make poor choices when it comes to the foods they put in their bodies. They ignore people they love the most, and they struggle with productivity. Raise your hands there at home if that sounds like you at all. So my challenge for you is to become extremely aware during the holiday season of the following. So here's another list that you might want to jot down. I want you to be aware of the food or drinks that you're putting in your body, the time that you allocate to be with your family, the money you spend, the attitude that shows up when traveling, the amount of physical activity you have, and the people you interact with. So your goal should be to ask yourself these questions and only engage in the above activities if there's a beneficial or positive result. So for example, if you're about to consume a variety of sugary treats or an unhealthy meal, then I want you to ask yourself a series of questions. How does this decision serve me? Will it get me closer to my ideal holiday season or those goals I just wrote out? And then is there a better choice I can make that will help me achieve my goal? So as human beings, we are often impulsive, I guess is a good word, with our decisions, especially when we have a lot of variety to choose from. And this is part of the reason the holidays are so difficult for everybody. If we give ourselves permission to think, even for a few seconds prior to acting, our choices will become more aligned with our vision for creating an ideal holiday season. So ask yourself those questions before you make a choice. So a great example would be if you're spending time with family, ask yourself a series of questions. Am I showing up as the character I want to be in this situation? What can I do to be the best version of myself, regardless of the circumstances? And am I happy with the way I'm acting or with the way I'm being treated? So self-awareness is not always easy, and it's simpler, but it becomes simpler when you're clear on your desired outcome. So my question for you is this: in what area of your life will you be hyper aware during this holiday season? I hope that tip has been helpful for everybody. So now we're going to talk about focusing on a few ways to control your diet during the holidays. So fundamental food values, all right? So I'm sure you've heard this before. The food is fuel. You know, what you feed your body actually becomes your body. And even if you allow yourself to indulge during this time of year, the fundamentals of food are really important. So I'm going to go over a couple right now. You can control when you eat. So why not avoid eating foods 3 hours prior to bed? That's a great rule of thumb. I also want you to chew your food really well. How about filling only one plate at a time and making sure it's full of lots of color? If you are eating some things that maybe you shouldn't be, it's really important to offset that by consuming at least twice as many vegetables as you do fruit. And then lastly, one of everybody's favorite is say no to gravy. Um, that will definitely help. So another really great strategy that I've seen people is to stock your freezer with healthy meals. So be prepared, in other words. Everyone is busy during this time of year with shopping and decorating and traveling. And we typically grab something on the go that's easy and almost never healthy. But if you plan ahead and either prepare foods that are in your refrigerator or you have a variety of options in your freezer, it makes it much easier to ensure you are giving your body what it truly needs. So I hope that makes sense to everyone. Now, what else comes into play during the holidays? It's buffet season, right? So if you're going to attend a holiday party with a dinner buffet of goodies, it's important to claim ahead of time that I will not be defeated by the buffet. I know that sounds a little silly, and maybe it is, but it's a little fun too, and sometimes we need that. I, Dr. Calaba, will not be defeated by the buffet. So this is an important tip because overconsumption takes place when there are too many options, and you want to try everything, right? You want a little bit of everything. So the easiest way to avoid the buffet blues is to take a smaller plate than everyone else. This way you can still try a little bit of everything. You can trick yourself a little bit because the real estate for the calories is much smaller and the portions will be easier to control. So if you go up to a buffet and you don't see a smaller plate, please don't be shy and ask for one. Everybody has smaller plates, right? Another tip for holiday parties and buffets is to don't starve yourself in anticipation of a monster meal. Fill your tummy before you arrive. So many people often avoid breakfast or lunch during the holidays because they know they will be eating a meal to make up for it. And when that happens, that's likely when overconsumption is going to occur because you're basically starving and you think you can eat 3 plates full of food, but you really don't need that much. So prior to leaving home, or you're having people come over if you're hosting the party, force yourself to eat at least 2 nutritious meals and 1 snack so that your stomach will be at least 50% full during the main event. So this is going to help you from gorging on holiday foods and buffets. So another thing you can do is if you're going to an event and bringing something, I always recommend that the food you contribute is really healthy and enjoyable to you. Because then guess what? You guarantee that you're going to have at least one thing at that party that you can consume and that you can keep track of. And I think that's a fantastic idea. So is everybody getting these tips down? So I also want you to realize that the holidays will probably lead to some out of control behavior. Maybe you'll splurge a little bit, or you will get out of your routine and even eat some foods that you maybe know aren't the healthiest for you or aren't the best. But the key is to avoid becoming a victim of your temptations. So this means do not, and I repeat, do not have any tempting food items in your home. Okay, be extra clean and strict outside of the holiday parties because this will actually help neutralize or offset some of the things that you're going to be eating when you're going out. Does that make sense to everybody? If you're really cleanly eating at home, then it gives you a little bit more wiggle room, a little bit more freedom to do some things differently when you are out at a party or a holiday buffet. Okay, my next tip is to avoid liquid calories. So this is an obvious strategy, but one that we must include because far too many people fall victim to liquid calories, especially sodas. So whether it's eggnog, wine, beer, drinks or sugary drinks or alcoholic drinks, be completely aware of the liquid calories and try to avoid them as much as possible during the holiday season. So this strategy then involves sticking mostly with water. So you could add some fruit or maybe some cucumber slices to your water if you want to enhance the flavor. And given this holiday season, you could actually flavor your water with maybe some cranberries or a pinch of cinnamon to make that really nice. Nice and festive water. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Our next item, now of course we can't go sledding in Tucson, or at least not unless you're heading up to Mount Lemmon. But the idea here for the next strategy or tip is to focus on more than food. So people often spend more time focusing on what they put in their mouth than on what comes out of their mouth by means of conversation. So the key to controlling yourself during the holidays is to become distracted by something other than highly caloric items. So spending time playing games, telling stories, singing, dancing, all about having fun. The more time you spend doing those sort of things, the easier it will be to avoid another unhealthy holiday season. So I like to tell people to, one, start a new tradition each year. Do you have a family tradition for the holidays already? Well, are there new young people that are part of your holiday season that can now become part of a new tradition? So what household doesn't have a stack or mountain of snapshots or old photos that need to be sorted? Organizing this could be one stress relief in and of itself, but it's also an opportunity to share stories with your family. Get an emotional lift when you catch a glimpse of those photos again, and remember all the great times and the stories behind those photos. Also, if you were to do something like that, those memories that you're creating now are a great gift for other people. So feel free to maybe play a new family game or go on a family hike or do an art project, something like that. I love the idea personally of creating a gratitude video. So making a video on your phone these days is really pretty darn simple. So talk about what you're grateful for in your life and maybe take turns and go around to each person in the room. Also talk about what you're grateful for in other people. When you do that, you create a video that you can actually share with these people. Again, it's another amazing memory and a great gift, telling people all the things you love about them. So the holidays are a great time to create new traditions, so use your time wisely, because when you look back, you will be overjoyed with the memories that you captured. And so my challenge for you is this. In order to focus on more than food, I would like you to have a 10-minute conversation with at least 3 other people before you take your first bite of food. Give yourself something else to do before you start eating. Not only does that help you avoid any of the food pitfalls, but it also helps you start meeting new people maybe, or making new memories with people, which is really such a blessing during the holiday season. All right, so our next category of suggestions are going to be about moving. So it might be inevitable that you're going to eat more during the holidays, but that doesn't mean that you have to move less. So outside of overconsumption during the holidays, people also tend to skip their daily fitness routines. So there's no reason that everything needs to stop or fall apart during the last leg of the race, if you will. We encourage you to exercise for at least 30 minutes 4 times a week during the holiday season. If you have a routine that's more than that, fantastic, keep it up. there's no reason that you have to give up your healthy exercise routine just because you're busy with the holidays. If you don't have an exercise routine yet, or if you just want to switch it up a little bit, don't be afraid to get creative. You could have a dance competition with your family. You can get a partner on board to schedule your workouts into your calendar so that you're less likely to let them drop out. Always with holiday shopping, you can park as far as possible from the mall or the store you're going to so that you have to walk more. You can perform 5-minute interval exercises. So even if you are busy, you don't have to have a lot of time to keep some activity in there. You could do things like 5-minute sets of jumping jacks, running in place, crunches, maybe stairs if you have stairs where you live. Anytime you're going somewhere out in the holidays, you can simply walk at a faster pace. You can play games with the kids or the grandkids because they're usually filled with energy, right? Chasing your kids or grandkids around is a great way to have exercise during the holidays. I know the fitness trackers are really popular right now, so also just simply tracking your steps, making sure you get your 10,000 steps in each day. Or for those of you who are significantly active, you could always sign up for a holiday walk or a race. I know there are several of them that happen in Tucson around the Christmas holiday as well as New Year's. So those are all great ideas that are pretty simple to keep into your routine. So we talked about how to keep your eating under control, and then we talked about exercise. Well, my next recommendation is going to be to actually slow down. So I know for many people, the holidays are go, go, go. And at the end of the day, maybe you feel like nothing has even been accomplished. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to schedule calm down breaks. And especially to have these when you wake up early in the morning. There's no time more peaceful than the first few minutes of the day when you first open your eyes. And my goal for you is that you keep that moment filled with calmness. So before you even get out of bed, maybe, or for sure before you get up and start moving around the house and getting other people up and organized, I want you to be filled with peace and calm. So don't look at your to-do list. Don't check your email. Don't make any phone calls. Just sit and simply take the first 5 to 10 minutes of each day and keep those reserved for yourself. Close your eyes, take several deep breaths, meditate, relax, journal, visualize. Imagine yourself in a beautiful place. Think of a happy memory, or visualize yourself succeeding at some goal that you're pursuing. So I'm telling you, and I know this from experience because this is part of my daily routine, is that taking a few minutes for yourself will absolutely transform your life if you make it a daily ritual. And that doesn't have to be the only time you can take a break during the day. So anytime you have 1 to 5 minutes to take a relaxation break, you do. You can just calm yourself down at any point during the day. Take some long, slow, deep breaths. I even like to talk about a 30-second transition meditation. So if you find yourself doing one activity and wrapping up, and you're getting ready to transition to a new activity, just taking 30 seconds to be totally present with a few deep breaths can make a huge difference in that transition. Especially if you're feeling frazzled or frustrated during the holiday season, these are important. So I want everybody to commit to taking 3 to 5 calm down breaks every day during this busy end of the year time. Okay, we're about 25 minutes into the webinar, so I'm a little bit ahead of schedule, but I'm going to keep going here. One of the best ways to stay calm, content, and cheerful this time of the year is to act generously with your loved ones, your friends, and your colleagues. So being generous. Now, this does not mean you need to spend a bunch of money or do outlandish things, but the act of giving is one of the most rewarding experiences that we can create for ourselves. So whether it's means giving your time, it means giving a small gift, or writing a really personal note to tell someone how thankful you are for them, and expressing gratitude. When you can define generosity however it is best for you. But during the holiday season, make a commitment to experience the gift of helping people you care about the most. This is the ultimate solution to creating a stress-free holiday. Next, I'm going to have some healthy recipe ideas. So I'm going to provide a handful of resources that I'm going to make available to you for healthy holiday recipes. I have not prepared most of these recipes because, as many of you know, I eat a very different way. So if you get a chance to prepare them, I would really like to know how they are. So if you end up using any of these ideas, please make a post to us, maybe on Facebook, or send us an email and let us know. So we have 10 paleo recipes. I'm going to post 10 plant-based recipes, a link for healthy Thanksgiving and healthy Christmas, as well as some lower calorie options. So I will post these links on our Life Aligned Wellness Center Insiders Facebook page. So I hope all of you on the webinar are part of that group. That will allow you to go look and find them there. If you're not a member of that group, you can join by going to our regular Facebook page, or in any of the weekly emails I send out, I include a button for you to click to join that group. So I will have the links to the recipe ideas there. And I actually am looking forward to seeing all your comments about anything that you guys try that is really yummy. So I really want to empower you to take action this year because you deserve to thrive. So taking control of your food, your movement, and your stress is within reach. We've just covered actually about 20 or more ideas to help guide you during this holiday season and this time of year. Yes, the holidays can be stressful. Yes, you will be exposed to tons of food. Yes, you might need to spend time with people you wouldn't maybe choose to do so otherwise. And yes, traveling can be exhausting. But this year can and will be different if you make a commitment and be prepared to put your health first. So prove to yourself you can do it, and watch what happens to all the goals you set in your life. I know you have what it takes to make this holiday season different, and I'm excited to be a part of this experience with everything we've gone over today. So I hope that you're feeling motivated and inspired and informed and not too overwhelmed. I hope you really got some ideas out of this webinar that you can actually put into practice. The holidays are notoriously busy for all of us, and I hope this class served as a helpful and educational experience for you. And if you have any questions, or you want me to go over anything with you more specifically, you just didn't quite get it, one, you can always watch a replay of the webinar. And two, I'm happy to get any emails or Facebook comments and respond to those. Like I said, I'm deeply passionate about helping people become the very best version of themselves. And I hope that this webinar helps contribute to that. So real quickly before I wrap up here, we're just a little bit ahead of schedule. I want everybody to know that we are launching a new service in the metabolic side of our practice. So it's called the 40-Day Transformation. And it's going to be available in January only. And it's a 40-day challenge. It's going to be the perfect option for New Year's resolutions, people who are trying to lose weight for an upcoming trip, maybe a post-holiday detox, or maybe if you only have a few pounds to lose and just want to try the program, this is a perfect option for you. So you can always call the office and ask for details. We'll have a lot more information out and around in the next couple weeks. So what I would like to do is thank everybody so much for attending the webinar. I want to extend my most sincere appreciation and gratitude for all of you who took time out of your day, because I can understand that your health is a priority for you, and I hope this helps contribute to that. Helping people achieve and maintain their health during the holidays is very near and dear to my heart, and it was an honor to be able to spend this time with you. So if you need any additional information or help or have some question answered, please email me at drcalaba@Lifeline Wellness. I want to thank you very much and hope everybody has an absolutely fantastic day.